Positioning feels hard, not because it's unclear, but because it requires a decision. And decisions come with consequences. If that already feels a little uncomfortable, this video is probably for you. For context, my name is Colin. I'm a full-time Chief Marketing Officer, and on this channel I like to slow things down and talk through how marketing and branding actually work when you strip away the noise, the tactics, and the trends. Let's get into it. Most brands say they want to stand out, but what they really want is to be chosen without choosing. They want to stay flexible, keep options open, avoid being boxed in. And on the surface, that sounds smart, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Brands that refuse to choose don't stay flexible. They stay forgettable. And that's not because they didn't work hard. It's because they never committed to being known for something specific. Positioning feels hard because clarity removes escape hatches. The moment you choose what you stand for, you also choose what you don't. You choose who this is for. And just importantly, who it isn't for. That's where most brands hesitate, because positioning conversations usually aren't about messaging. They're about fear. Fear of being too narrow. Fear of losing potential customers. Fear of saying the wrong thing and having to live with it. So instead of choosing, brands hedge. They soften their language. They add qualifiers. They try to sound like they could be everything for everyone. Internally, this often gets framed as being strategic or flexible or adaptive. But what it really creates is hesitation. Because if your brand stands for everything, it doesn't stand for anything. And the market feels that. Maybe not consciously, but intuitively. People can sense when a brand hasn't decided who it is yet. And when that uncertainty shows up in your positioning, it shows up everywhere else too. In your content, in your messaging, in how confident you show up. Positioning doesn't feel hard because it's complicated. It feels hard because once you choose, there's no hiding behind, oh, well, we're still figuring it out. This is where positioning usually gets misunderstood too. Positioning isn't a tagline. It's not a clever phrase. It's not a messaging exercise you do once and hand off to marketing. Positioning is a decision. It's the decision about how you want to be remembered when people are comparing you to other options. And that matters because positioning only shows up when there's contrast, when someone is choosing between you and something else. That's why vague positioning feels safe internally, but useless externally. Saying high quality doesn't help anyone choose. Saying customer first doesn't help anyone decide. Those are table stakes. Real positioning creates a shortcut in someone's mind. It answers the question, why this one? And it does that by being specific. Not clever, not even loud, just clear. Good positioning draws a line. It makes one type of customer feel seen. It makes other types quietly self-select out. That's not exclusion, that's focus. Because the goal of positioning isn't to win everyone. It's to be the obvious choice for someone. So here's a simple way to pressure test your positioning. Ask yourself this. If someone had to choose between you and 3 other options in your category, what would make them pick you? And I don't mean what you would say. I mean what they would say. If the answer sounds something like, well, they're high quality, or they're reliable, or they really care about the customers, that's not positioning. That's table stakes. Real positioning sounds more like they are the ones who think differently about the problem, prioritize something others ignore, or take a clear stance others avoid. If you can't finish that sentence, It's usually not because you lack ideas, it's because you're avoiding the trade-off. Positioning always costs you something. It costs you the comfort of being vague. It costs you the illusion that you can appeal to everyone. But what it gives you in return is clarity. And clarity makes everything else easier. Your content gets sharper. Your messaging gets simpler. Your brand gets easier to remember. This is why positioning doesn't start with words. It starts with a decision. A decision about what you're willing to stand behind, even if it means not being for everyone. Because the brands that win long term aren't the ones that try to stay open-ended. They're the ones that choose and then show up consistently in alignment with that choice. If positioning has felt hard, it's probably not because you don't understand it. It's because you haven't committed yet. And frankly, that's normal. But clarity doesn't come from waiting. It comes from choosing and then reinforcing that choice over time. If you want to build a brand that people actually remember, it starts there. I truly hope my thoughts can help someone out there understand what to do next or how to improve their brand and marketing in general. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one next week.